Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Dr. Schwartzman once again. What's for your breakfast? It's my favorite meal of the day. It's my favorite time of the day. It's the time when you are supposed to have a nutritious, dense, calorie-rich meal. Protein, fat, those are your healthy choices, macronutrients. But what's for your breakfast? Think to the last 3 days. What did you have? Was it perhaps simply a cup of coffee? Was it cereal, toast, fruit, yogurt? Those are not uncommon choices. And of course, other options that people choose are just not hungry. I can't eat in the morning. I don't have an appetite. I really don't need at breakfast. Or I'm just trying to minimize the amount of calories I'm consuming so that I lose weight. Whatever the reason is, or maybe for any of you, it's the most important part of your day's meal. It's supposed to be the most important time of the day when you receive your nutrients to be able to get through the day. It supports your energy, your mood, your overall sense of well-being. It reduces the amount of stress that you are experiencing because what you're giving your body is all the nutrition it needs to get through that day. And of course, it's also the time at which point your stress hormone, for those of you who may have watched my previous videos, your stress hormone, known as cortisol, is at its highest point. Around 8 a.m. or thereabouts is your highest level of the hormone. Of course, that also coincides with the time of our breakfast or thereabouts. If you're having cereal, or if you're having fruit or carbohydrate-rich meals for breakfast, you're simply consuming sugar, and sugar is not going to get you very far because when you have sugar, it spikes your insulin, it spikes your blood sugar in general, and then you have a crash. So by the middle of your morning, or thereabouts, maybe an hour and a half later, you are hungry again. So you are reaching for that snack, which might be a small yogurt, because most people think yogurt is the healthy snack that you should be eating, which it may be in some instances, but think about this. If you have a nutrient-rich, dense, protein-rich, fat-rich meal for your breakfast, you're not going to have the crash. What happens is your blood sugar rises, plateaus, and gradually declines. So by the time lunchtime comes, that is when you're hungry once again. Now, in terms of your breakfast, what's your number one choice for breakfast? Your number one choice for breakfast should be what you would eat for dinner. Now think back to what you would eat for dinner. It's generally, in our culture, dinners are large. They comprise of perhaps protein, fish, and some sort of, for those of you who eat grains, it might contain a side of grains, or and hopefully vegetables. But generally speaking, think about a slice of fish, a slice of chicken, or some other protein-rich foods that you may have, eggs, for breakfast, along with, you can have bacon. Yes, of course, it's a healthy food. You can have turkey bacon. You can have avocados. You can have coconut oils. Think about protein-rich, dense foods. Again, what you would have for dinner really should be what you're having for breakfast. I grew up with a saying that my parents always used: eat your breakfast as a king, share your lunch with a friend, give away your dinner. In other words, have a giant breakfast, have a smaller lunch, and a really small dinner. That truly supports your energy, your sleep, your mood, all of the basic needs that we have throughout the day. Obviously, your sleep is at night, but when you eat a smaller dinner, you're actually going to sleep better because your body's resting. It's not expending all the energy that it needs to digest the food. Once again, think about breakfast. Breakfast is the most important part of the day. You really ought to put a lot more emphasis on your breakfast than your dinner. And of course, you can make your dinner and then eat it for breakfast. And that will save time, that will save all the energy that you need. Once again, large meal for breakfast, healthy, protein-rich, fat-rich meals. First thing I want you to do is make your dinner, but then eat it for breakfast. Thanks for watching. I want you to share your experiences. Please comment below this video. I welcome your feedback, your questions, and I look forward to seeing you next time.